close your eyes or keep them open if you want. Either way, simply imagine yourself sitting in Dipper and Mabel's bedroom in the heart of Gravity Falls. The lights are on and you can clearly see everything around you. The bed, the painting, and even the bell hanging from the roof. You feel comfortable and at peace, and so you turn off the lights. And now, unlike before, you can barely see a thing. You can still make out some of the shapes, but you're mostly running blind. Your state of mind? Still at peace. After all, nothing really changed. But then suddenly, you start hearing noises. At first you think they're coming from outside, but with time you realize that it sounds a lot closer than you thought. Something is moving around you, from your left side to your right side. You don't know what it could possibly be, but something changed. Something must have changed. And now, you could swear that whatever it is, it just touched the bell. Something is in the same room with you, you just know it. So you get up, run through the lights and turn it on again, and then you look around. Under the bed, on the table, below the bell, and nothing. For a moment there, you could have sworn something was in the same room as you. But well, turning on the lights clearly proved you wrong. How silly. But hey, this is exactly what the fear of change can do to someone. And it is here now that I'll have to ask you something truly important. Are you afraid of change as well? If so, then there's nothing to be ashamed of. After all, at some point or another, we all go through serious change in our lives, and more often than not, this can become incredibly overwhelming. But as scary as change can be, change in itself isn't something bad. Change simply is. And the sooner you can accept this reality, the quicker you'll be able to deal with the change that life throws at you. And there are few shows that tackle this dilemma as well as Gravity Falls does. A cartoon that will throw change at you whenever it can, but also a cartoon that will help you deal with it in a beautiful manner.
Mabel? Look, things aren't gonna stay frozen this way. It's part of growing up. Things change. Summer ends. Mabel, wait! I didn't mean it like that!
Gravity Falls is a cartoon that revolves around two 12-year-old kids named Mabel and Dipper Pines. We follow them as they spend their last summer as kids with their great Uncle Stan in a small fictional town named Gravity Falls, a mysterious and mystical place that is filled with secrets that need to be solved. A town that is constantly undergoing vast amounts of change. A town that will even challenge your wildest dreams. Together with Dipper and Mabel, we are taken on a journey filled with exciting mysteries and creatures to find. From magical gnomes of the forest and spooky old-timer ghosts, all the way to hairy manitors and even highly intelligent talking pigs. And although the show is filled with fun and laughter, there is one overarching theme that constantly haunts most of the characters. A subject that fills everyone's heart with fear and anxiety. Change. Because in Gravity Falls, change is always a looming menace. From Dipper's social anxiety and Mabel's fear of growing up, all the way to Uncle Stan's obsession of wanting things to go back to normal. Everyone is afraid of getting their entire world flipped upside down. But it's really no surprise that change and the fear of it play such a big role in the show, because after all, Gravity Falls is essentially a show about growing up. A show about accepting all the changes that life will throw at you, and all the fear that comes along with it.
About following their dreams. TV taught me that high school is like some sort of musical.
TV lied, man. If you can avoid growing up, do it. I'd give anything to be 12 again.
Gravity Falls is a show about many things, but in my opinion, it's fundamentally speaking a show about coming of age and how this process will lead to unsurmountable change. And it's no wonder then that our main villain, Bill Cipher, is literally a triangle of chaos. This evil, menacing, and outright miserable creature has only one thing he wants to accomplish, and that is complete and utter pandemonium. He doesn't have any specific goal in mind other than to change things as much as he can. And so, to no surprise at all the inhabitants of Gravity Falls resist change as much as possible. And while Bill's view of change is chaotic and destructive, so is the way the people of Gravity Falls try to deal with it. In a town filled with the supernatural, the residents have gone insane in the pursuit of avoiding change. It's even gotten so bad that a secret organization was founded to delete people's memories if they ever were to encounter anything too radical. And well, this is not a healthy way of dealing with it, but it is an understandable way. Because we humans, we always resist change. Even when we know that it may end up being beneficial to us, we still dislike the concept of it. We build up habits that keep us alive and keep us moving forward, and so, when faced with change, we get scared by it. After all, we don't know what'll happen if we accept it into our lives. All the routines we build could instantly be destroyed by it. And so, why would I need change if I'm already surviving and maybe even thriving? Isn't it better to just fear change than to stick to my guns?
Ready to head into the unknown?
Nope. Let's do it.
The unknown will always be a scary concept for us humans. Regardless of how much you learn, there will always be things outside of your control, and so there will always be things that will stay unknown to you. Just like the dark room at the beginning of this video, so can life also be scary and unknown. But if you choose to accept this reality, you may learn how to turn on the lights and realize the beauty that lies within change. Because after all, that's all that the fear of change really is. It's not that most of us are afraid of change itself, but rather, we're afraid of what may happen due to change. Afraid of the unknown that results from it. But as scary as it may be, life needs change to exist, because change is a fundamental part of the creation of anything and everything. Just as clear as it is to us that gravity falls, just as clear should it be that life changes. As a famous Stoic philosopher once said, "Frightened of change? But what can exist without it? Can you take a hot bath and leave the firewood as it was? Eat food without transforming it? Can any vital process take place without something being changed? Can't you see? It's just the same with you." I'm currently reading Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, and when I stumbled across this quote is when it hit me. Change isn't just something that we shouldn't fear, but it's also something that we should actively seek. Because without change, we get stuck in place and can never hope to move forward. Without change, we'll end up settling for toxic relationships and destructive jobs. We'll be stuck repeating the same mistakes over and over again, and in the end, we'll just regret all the things we didn't do, all the change that we avoided. But how can I do this, you may ask? How can I accept something as unknown into my life as change? Wouldn't it be better to just keep this unpredictable variable out of my life? Well, you see, we don't really have a choice. Change and life are so interconnected with one another that there is no life one can live without change. So if you choose to avoid change, you're actually choosing to avoid life itself. In other words, change is inevitable and already determined to happen. But how you choose to react to it, now that's up to you. And this is exactly how you can use Stoicism to overcome your fear of change. Because Stoicism believes that, although some things may be out of your control, how you choose to react to them isn't. And of course, the same principle applies to change as well. You can choose to avoid it and cause the next huge pandemonium, or you choose to accept it, live with it, and then gain all the benefits it has to offer. Because change can be such an incredibly beautiful thing if you only know how to deal with it. If you only accept that change simply is. That it'll happen with or without you. But that this truth doesn't have to be scary and dark. It can become an experience that will propel you to new heights, and also an experience that can help you deal with the dark unknown. So don't worry too much about change. Don't worry too much about the dark, noisy room in your head. Simply accept it for what it is, learn to live with it, and then gather the knowledge you need to turn on the lights. To choose how you will react to change. Is change inevitable? Well, does gravity fall? Just quickly, there is a hidden code in this video, and the first 3 people to find, decipher, and then comment it down below get to each choose a video topic for this channel. They can choose the show and even the topic I'll have to tackle, so make sure to read the instructions on screen right now. Thanks for watching, guys. Feel free to subscribe and check out one of my previous videos right here. This channel is all about digging deeper into the meaning of life and how we can get there through video games, movies, and TV shows. So if that interests you, make sure to subscribe and share it with the people you love. See ya!
I think you were right before. I'm done dwelling on the past.